Victorian farmers are saying they're 1 or 2 months behind schedule because it's simply too dry to sow. I spoke to fifth generation farmer Ben Gabert at the Gippsland New Energy Conference in Traralgon last week. He told me he is watching in real time the impact climate change is having on the timing of the seasons and the way he farms.
So at the moment on our operation out of Stratford, we're actually quite dry. It was blowing dust on Monday when we should be well and truly kicking along from a grass production perspective. I've noticed that our water catchments are under strain. Most of the state and a fair whack of the country has planted their cereal crops later this year, particularly the southern states. So they're 1 to 2 months behind where they would otherwise be because it was simply too dry to sow.
A 2024 report from the Bureau of Meteorology and the CSIRO showed there has been a decrease of around 9% in April to October rainfall since 1994 in southeast Australia. Gabert is a member of Farmers for Climate Action, an advocacy group representing more than 8,400 Australian farmers. On September 2nd, the organisation published a study using responses from more than 600 farmers and 140 agricultural representatives nationwide. The study found that climate change was a top concern for 57% of Australian farmers.
That's a pretty significant figure and it's increased from the last time we ran that survey.
Of the respondents, 93% said they had experienced extreme weather events in the past 3 years. 74% noted unusual rainfall, and 58% had experienced unpredictable growing seasons. The survey also found that 71% of farmers had already invested in emissions reduction measures. Gabert told me he'd like to see more from the state and federal government.
A lot of farmers, including myself, are looking for guidance on how we can improve our practices. We'd love for some consistent guidance from state and federal governments around how we can improve, how we can implement more climate-friendly practices and the sorts of supports that might be available to assist with that transition, if you will.
The federal government is set to announce its 2035 pollution reduction target this week, which could have massive implications for Australian farmers already feeling the economic impacts of climate change.